Okay, we're now live. I want to apologize to anyone who was watching our Facebook Live Zoom meeting for the town board. We did experience a hack. Thankfully, we had Billy Iverson here to act quickly. It was pretty disturbing images that were on there. We're going to move past that now. We have everybody joining us via conference line here at Town Hall on my cell phone. So we have our board members and our consultants that are here. We were about to talk about moving forward on 3 professional service agreements. Those include an analysis and strategic plan to increase interim sewer treatment capacity, pure stream chlorine contact, and sewer slip lining. A professional service agreement for engineering to advance wastewater treatment plant improvements. That's basically our investment into putting a new wastewater treatment plant together. That's a 2 to 3 year plan. And a professional service agreement on a comprehensive water and sewer plan to be done in concert with our comprehensive plan that's working hard right now. Those are those 3 different agreements. The wastewater treatment plant upgrade is a $50,000 professional service agreement. The comprehensive water and sewer plan is $15,500. And the professional service agreement, which outlines hourly rates, currently is $17,500 that we know of, and there is going to be also work that needs to get done that we do have the funds to allocate towards as we are working with our engineers on these professional services. So over $83,000 in total. From what I hear from the board, we're ready to move forward, but I just wanted any final feedback before I ask our attorney how we're gonna make the motions on these. All right, Will, should we just make a motion to approve the professional service agreements one at a time?
Yes.
Okay, first one up. Who would like to make a motion to approve a professional service agreement with Delaware Engineering for engineering to advance our wastewater treatment plant improvements?
I'll make that motion. And put the amount of it, just put the amount of the contract on the motion, please, Brian.
This amount is $50,000, not to exceed $50,000. Motion made by Ron
I'll make
Feller,
that motion.
I'll second it.
seconded by Councilwoman Cindy Voss. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? One cough. Motion carried. All right, next up, making a motion to approve a professional service agreement between Delaware Engineering and the Town of Montgomery for an analysis and strategic plan to increase interim sewer treatment capacity, pure stream chlorine contact, and sewer slip lining. Again, this is an interim fix in the beginning portion to increase capacity, but it also carries with it long-term improvements that are going to be important as we update our wastewater treatment plant. So it's not as if we're just spending money that we're going to have to then put a new plant in. This is some design and some work that's going to go towards that wastewater treatment plant ultimate upgrade. And that amount is $17,500 that we know of, and the hourly rates are attached. Who would like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilwoman Brown,
I'll second it.
seconded by Councilwoman Sherry Melick. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Next professional service agreement with Delaware Engineering and the Town of Montgomery for a comprehensive water and sewer plan. Very excited about this one, to work in concert with our comp plan committee, Cindy, Kristen, and the team. This is in the amount of $15,500, and I just want to stress again, it is as low as it is because we've had so much work done by Mike Aiello, and his knowledge of our infrastructure really helped allow some of these costs to be very minimal. So we're very excited about that. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Motion made by Councilwoman Cindy Voss, seconded by Councilwoman Kristen Brown, our 2 comp plan committee representatives. That's appropriate. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Okay, thank you all. We have a bunch of items, but they should go rather quickly. Let's get into our next one. Medline water sewer extension resolutions. So obviously we adopted these and passed them at our last meeting. Since that time, we were made aware that Medline wanted to offer us an additional $100,000 as part of the buy-in fee. So we are going to rescind the motions we approved from last week, and we are going to adopt two separate motions. Will, could you speak a little bit to the technical aspect of that? And I believe there were one or two other smaller changes in the language that you outlined to the board as well. And also, is there any issue with the time frame for the public hearing and the notice and anything like that?
No, first of all, the public hearing was closed last week. So there's no need to do anything with the public hearing. We approved there was 4-1 vote on the resolutions last week. On the sewer resolution, there was a change to page 5 that was added. I'll read it to the board. Further resolved and ordered, the petitioner shall contribute the amount of $100,000 to sewer district number 1 to be used for reinstatement if the Baxter Sewage Treatment Facility or any other district improvement as determined by Sewer District 1 commissioners. So it does not have to be used for Baxter, it can be used for whatever purposes within the district. And in both resolutions, there was the identification of the engineering firm that prepared the reports was incorrect. There was some incorrect spellings, so we corrected that in both of the resolutions. And as long as we were going ahead to add the $100,000 to the sewer and make these other corrections, it was appropriate to do that so we could also afford the board members a little extra time to read the finding statement and make any comments tonight after the motions to rescind are made, and then motions to adopt these two new resolutions. So that's really the long and the short of it.
Thanks, Mark. The first order of business is one motion to rescind both of the previously approved motions from last meeting. Would anyone like to make that motion to rescind those motions?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Kristen Brown.
Just to be clear, Mr. Supervisor, just to be clear, it's a motion to rescind both resolutions and orders extending the water and sewer, both the water and sewer districts with regard to the petitions of Medline. So those are being rescinded based on this motion that's being made now by Councilwoman Brown.
Thank you. Would anyone like to second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councilwoman Melick. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Okay, any comments before we make additional motions?
Yeah, I spoke to Kristen. I spoke with Will previously because the amounts that are in the finding statement, I did get a chance to read the finding statement finally. Quite a lengthy document, but I did ask him with the change in the amounts for the sewer and water district if that needed to be changed, and I believe the comment was no, as long as we make the comments on these motions. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's being added
wastewater treatment plant is at capacity, which we're heading towards. I know that we just approved Delaware to do some work and so on and so forth, but we are talking about extending out the district. And I think there needs to be consideration as to the open parcels that are currently in the district that are paying into sewer and water. So I will ask this again with the information that I just provided. Are we opening ourselves up to potential liability if there is no capacity in our wastewater treatment plant?
If you're asking me, the answer is what?
I'm sorry, yes, I am. I should have addressed that to you.
Okay. My response to that is, if the nature of the project, doesn't allow the capacity, it's going to be project by project. If someone is proposing something in the zone that there's not capacity for, then, it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. I don't think there's any opening up to liability at this time, because we haven't reached that point.
Right. I just,
I understand your question.
yeah.
I understand the point you're making.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we need to consider the fact that, we need to protect our current taxpayers in the district and afford them capacity in our current wastewater treatment plant before we continue to extend open the district to other users outside of the district.
Well, that being said, you would have no idea what they would be asking for, what kind of business would be going in there. By the time we closed on the property, and was able to get through planning and even be to that point, hopefully within 3 years of a new sewer plant. And we're also opened up, once we do this lighting and chlorination, we've opened up another 30,000 gallons per day. So I think time is on our side with all of those pieces.
Yeah, the other point I'd like to add here, just specifically, I'm not speaking in support of or against the application that's in front of the board, but at full build out on the sewer capacity, after I believe it was 7 years, the gallonage is something around 66 or 6,800 for sewer. The average convenience store, because I just did a convenience store in another jurisdiction, if you put a gas station in a convenience store, the average use of sewage and other and water capacity is well in excess of that. So this one is not a tremendous drain on the system in any stretch. So I just want to throw that out there just for some perspective.
Okay, my last comment is that I will state that at the last board meeting, the supervisor did make a comment about the town's moratorium, and I want to remind the board that that moratorium is specifically for warehouses 40,000 square feet and above with 3 loading docks. So there are other permitted uses in the adjacent land around this particular project that could be developed. I don't have the zoning book in front of me to say specifically, nor does it really matter, but it's just the fact that we haven't done our due diligence in completing our comprehensive plan and what we want around there. The plan is moving. I was very excited after the last meeting, and I think looking at what we want in that area is very important to the future. I'm not sure that time's going to be on our side if there's a whole lot of applications that come in rather quickly, and nobody can forecast the future. But I'm just looking at the fact that we have in front of us now.
Nor can we forecast how much water and sewer they would need.
Right? Right? What about if the housing development comes in? In the district. I'm not saying Town Road, but what if a housing development comes in the district? They could be, depending on the size of the house, depends on how much sewer they would need, they could potentially need a large amount of capacity. Who knows?
I think the
I
most,
don't. Go ahead.
I think the most important things to address your concerns are the actions we just took to move forward on the major infrastructure improvements and the short-term capacity additions. I think that's what we did and the action that we took, and to Cindy's point, the amount of time it takes for them to go through the planning process, by the time they'd be up and running anyway, these potential developments, we will be at the increased capacity and or a new wastewater treatment plant built, if we're lucky, if it's a 2-year, not the 3-year in. So I think we addressed a lot of your concerns on our previous actions with the professional service agreements with Delaware.
You addressed some of them, not all of them. Again, getting back to what what's going to be the build out around Medline, as we stated before, in that zone is a concern.
I agree, I just think it's a concern a couple years away.
A couple years away.
Yeah, to my point, I just said, when you go through the planning process, it takes time. We all know that, it takes resources, so by the time that someone were to develop or want to develop a certain area, we'll be at an increased capacity based on my math I'm doing here, looking at the presentation we had from Delaware just recently. I think that would be my position. Hey Larry.
Hey,
Do you have any other questions or concerns, Kristen?
I don't know that you guys are listening to the facts anyway, so, no.
Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the petition to extend the Town of Montgomery, Neelytown West Water District in the Town of Montgomery, Orange County, New York?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilman Noak, seconded by Ron Feller. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Motion carried, 4-1, that motion was approved. Right. Motion number 2, would anyone like to make a motion to approve the petition to extend Town of Montgomery Sewer District Number 1 in the Town of Montgomery, Orange County, New York?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilman Ron Feller,
I'll second it.
seconded by Councilwoman Cindy Voss. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Motion carried 4-1. Councilwoman Brown opposed. All right. Thank you all for your time on that and your attention. Moving forward, resolution to approve payment schedule agreement with Alicia Holdings, ASAP Scrap Recycling, temporary change in financial surety. This came about because ASAP Scrap was unable to get a letter of credit. I did get verification from Bank of America that amid the pandemic, they were not giving out a letter of credit. So because it was a large sum of cash to get put into an escrow, there was a plan put together and negotiated by our town council, and that is what you have here for us to approve. Will, did you want to speak on that a little bit on top?
I think you summed it up pretty well. We put together an agreement with the project owner and the property owner, and they're going to initially put down $10,000 because they can't get a letter of credit. They're going to pay $2,500 a month. There are conditions in here. What happens if they either cease operations altogether or they suspend operations? I would like to thank Councilwoman Voss, who brought a question to my attention this afternoon about making sure if they stop working, we retain some of the money they have deposited to make to do any site work to decommission the site if they stop working. So I made that change this afternoon, so thank you for that, Cindy. But otherwise, I find the agreement to be satisfactory.
Any other questions from the board before we make a motion? All right, would anyone like to make a motion to adopt the resolution of the town board of the town of Montgomery authorizing the supervisor to enter into a surety and monitoring fee agreement with ASAP Scrap Recycling LLC?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by Cindy Voss, seconded by Ron Feller. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. On to new business, resolution to approve new comprehensive plan dates. The dates are the first and third Wednesdays, and I believe are there some changes, Cindy, or is that still accurate?
We did make, Mac has to make a couple of changes. We reduced October to one meeting on the 21st, one meeting in November on the 18th, and we moved the December meeting to the 9th.
So wait a second, that's not what was in the schedule that Megan told me. So instead of, I appended the schedule to the second page of the resolution, so it's December 9th and the 16th?
Kristen, that's in my notes. Do you have that in front of you?
I do not have my notes for the comprehensive plan around me. I don't do the Zoom in my house.
1 second. I'm going to text Megan.
And I'm glad to Mac say, will you say it's the December one you don't have?
No, it says December 2nd on the resolution, and you said December 9th.
Yeah, but Megan sent me a schedule this afternoon, which I put on as page 2 of this thing, of this resolution. December, I've got the 2 dates of the 2nd and the 16th. I have the November 18th as the only meeting in November, but October, the only meeting on this schedule is October 21.
Yep, that's accurate.
So the only question, I guess, is what's the deal with December?
Is it December 2nd or 9th?
Hold on, I can pull up the Dropbox and look at the schedule. If you give me a minute.
Sure.
I mean, this is,
Revise the
this is
schedule.
yeah, I mean, if we don't get it tonight, we can always make an announcement, there's no problem.
Yeah, it's not till October. All the meetings prior to David saying, okay, we can change it at a later date.
Okay, I have it in front of me. What was the question?
Is it the 2nd or the 9th?
December date,
December 9th.
Okay.
is that the only meeting in the month?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to, with the board's approval, amend this schedule that's attached to the resolution, and for December, the only meeting right now, unless the chairwoman calls a special meeting, will be December 9th.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so someone needs to just make the motion to adopt the resolution as amended.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Cindy Voss, seconded by Councilwoman Kristen Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you all. Okay.
So Brian, just a quick note,
Yeah.
I'm getting messages that Facebook link doesn't work, getting messages that audio is not doing well, there's actually a few messages on our live stream, just so that way you're aware that there's issues with people watching.
Thank you for that.
First issue is we had to cancel.
Okay, the other thing I might suggest here, I'm sure it's gonna go up, but let's publish this schedule wherever you think it should be pushed, all right?
We will publish that once. We were just waiting for it to be voted on.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Our next item on the agenda, Town of Montgomery Food Pantry waiver of rental fee. So I have a letter here received from the town food pantry directed to the town. And the food pantry is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation that has been providing emergency food to families in the Valley Central School District going back to the 1980s. Since 1995, we have had the pleasure of occupying town space in the old police station on Route 208. The space is leased from the town at a rate of $250 per month, and this amount has not changed in 25 years. As we depend on grants and the generosity of friends and neighbors to provide food to needy families, and as we currently notice a greater than 10% decrease in gifts from individuals and corporations, we respectfully request that you waive our rent effective July 1st, 2020. This date coincides with the end of a grant period for a grant we received from the Regional Food Bank of Northeastern New York to partially underwrite our lease costs. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Can I ask a question? Of course, I personally have no problem with leases or rent.
Yeah, no, so they just said going forward after July 1st of 2020.
So when?
They don't have one, so if you said whatever you wanted to say, they would accept.
I would think that, and just finishing my answer to Councilwoman Ross, I think under these circumstances, we can either reduce or waive the rent. First of all, let's be practical. We couldn't evict them if we wanted to. We don't want to. And second of all, they are providing a vital service to the community right now. So I don't have an issue if the board decides they want to waive the rent. What I would say is that we put some sort of time, like perhaps revisit the matter in 4 to 6 months. That may be something that the board may wish to consider.
But why don't we do it for the rest of 2020 and
Yeah, whatever.
January?
I don't know if that would these runs. That's fine. I'm just saying don't make it open-ended. Just put a cap on it. If you want to do through December 31, 2020, that's up to the board. I just don't want it to be open-ended.
Can I have a question?
Go ahead, Kristen.
Okay, my question is, I understand that they recommended this be effective July, and I kind of wish somebody was here that works at the food pantry, but if we waive that rent, which actually I would recommend it going to $1, so we're not completely waiving it, but if we waive it, can they use some of that money in the grant to cover other expenses at the food pantry?
No,
No.
I did ask that question, and the answer to that is no.
I would recommend that we move it to $1 per month.
I would agree with that.
Do we know when their contract expires? What, their lease agreement, sorry, when their lease agreement expires?
I believe it's July 1st.
Okay. So they're probably writing this because they figure their new contract is, okay, so we go through the end of the year, just giving them half a year and then we can readdress at that time.
We can certainly revisit as we work on the budget and have conversations with them and see what their needs are and the future of the pandemic and how it's affecting our community. Right now, I know that their services are up 50% currently.
Yeah.
So
How much is the monthly rent?
$250
$150.
comes out to $2,000 a year. 3,000. Sorry. Thank you for the math check.
Right. Do we know, just not that this is going to make a difference right now, is there any repair or maintenance we have to do to that building at the moment?
That building needs to a complete. It needs a lot of work, but that's something that we've been addressing, kind of Band-Aid effects. But there are some ideas, working with some community organizations to make some fixes. But yes, there's some work that needs to be done on that building.
Okay. But nothing immediate, it's not, I understand it's not in great shape, but it's not falling down. I drive past the building all the time, but there's nothing in there that makes it unsafe for use and to store food, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, handicapped accessible around there, so. Right. So $1 a month, effective July 1 through December 31, 2020 would be the motion.
Can I make that $1 for the remainder of the year?
Oh, I thought you wanted to do $1 a month, whatever.
I'm sorry.
Let's save them that extra couple bucks. Let's do $1 a year, like Kristen said. I figured that's what you meant, Kristen.
Yeah, I should know. Thank you.
It's okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you all. Moving forward,
Is that $1 per year, or is that $1 till the end of the year?
$1 per year. $1 till the end of the year, yes.
$1 from July 1 through December 31.
Thank you.
Okay, next up on the agenda, resolution to enter into a utility audit agreement with Troy Banks. Basically, this is gonna be a utility audit They will break down their expenses based on savings that we see in our utility bills. They'll come in here, audit our utility bills, and they only get paid if they see a savings, and they receive 30% of that savings over a period of 24 months. After that period of 24 months, we see 100% of the savings. So we will see 70% of our savings right off the bat. They will receive 30 as their payment, and after 2 years, that's it. Any questions on that?
Yeah, are they gonna base their savings on telling us that we should cork the windows, or we should, whatever we should do to become more energy efficient? So that's an expense that we're gonna incur, that they're gonna recommend?
No.
They walk through the building and they don't come up with any ideas how to save money. I mean, other than switching a utility company and going to a, how are we gonna, how are they gonna save money? Just out of curiosity.
So what you're talking about is separate. You're talking about a municipal energy audit, which looks at windows, which looks at air conditioning, which looks at installation, everything.
Right.
This is somebody coming in to go with Bernard and Frank in the finance office and look through our utility bills for overcharges, and then to find those and address them and create savings by communicating directly with our utility company on how they're charging us. And this is something that's widespread throughout municipalities all over the country, and businesses come in and they have this process set up where they get a percentage of the savings because they know they're gonna see a savings. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I understand that. It's the same thing you get in the mail, they're gonna reduce your assessed valuation on your house, and it's based on, they get 60% of the first year, whatever, I can see that. So this is based on pretty much their auditing our bills and looking for mischarges?
Yes.
Alright, I mean, that's good.
And in some ways, they may be able to recommend a different energy co-op or something like that charges less for the same thing. They may come up with something like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Gotcha. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Ron Feller, seconded by Councilwoman Sherry Melick. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Hey Ron, just to address it though, I am very much pursuing us going through an energy audit, so that will be coming up shortly as well. It's freezing in here right now. All right, set public hearing for CDBG funding. This is basically just a part of our CDBG Orange County Community Development Block Grant funding process. We do not yet have a project picked out, so this is a public hearing as part of the process that allows for the community to provide us feedback on potential projects. And we would like to set this public hearing for Thursday, May 21st at 7 p.m. or sometime thereafter.
That's not one of our scheduled meeting nights, is that correct?
It is it's our work session.
14 days from today, but I thought you said it's 20-something.
21st.
Oh, 21st, okay, my bad.
That would be 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Oops, I didn't realize that was on you. Just a background for everybody, I did talk with Jim Farr and Sean Ayers today about this to see a background before the meeting. And in 2019, we actually got money through this grant to replace the doors at Town Hall. And the minimum for this grant is $25,000. The maximum is $375,000. But if we get the full $375,000,
fine, Brian. I think, Walter Smith, we did a walk through the building with the building inspector and, Megan and myself. He has a laundry list of stuff that I think would qualify for this.
Great.
Yeah, that's something we should readdress on. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, it goes like, a lot of the insulation, a lot of the ceiling tiles are wet. Those once they become wet, they're no more fire resistant, and they don't do any insulation. Doors don't close, kick plates aren't working. I mean, I think Megan has a copy of the list.
Yeah, no, I think we could definitely take a look at that and see what applies.
Okay.
Kristen, did you make?
I'll make a motion that we set the public hearing for, May 21st.
I'll second it.
7 p.m. All
At
right.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Motion made by Ron, seconded by Kristen. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Next on the agenda, destruction of documents, clerk's office. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilman Melick,
I'll second.
seconded by Councilman Ross. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. We already did F. Audit number 6 of 2020. We have audit number 6, 2020, in the amount of $465,649.35. Any issues with the audit before we make a motion?
I'd just like to bring up the, invoice voucher number, I believe it's 200720. This specifically is what Brian had emailed us for acquisitions marketing and what the cost is to, have these live streamed. And I'm not sure if the other board members are aware, but on average, this is running us $300 to $400 per meeting. It's just a concern of mine of how much this is costing, because moving forward with tighter budgets, with the loss in sales tax revenue, I'm open for discussion on what people think and if people are okay with spending this much money. I'm not. I think other options should be explored. But I just wanted to have the discussion with the board while we actually have an invoice in front of us. And the total for this invoice is $2,375. And it runs from meetings on 3/30, 4/2, 4/9, 4/15, 4/16, 4/27, and 4/28.
I do believe Brian brought this to our attention before we voted for it, and I do believe you had a budget for it, correct, Brian?
Yes, and I think we've had increase in each of the meetings per the Zoom cost. And honestly, Billy and I have had a lot of internal discussions on things we could do moving forward. If we want to decide to purchase the capital equipment and do things moving forward, that's something that we're also discussing. And yeah, we'll keep bringing it to the board. I mean, always looking to save money in different ways. I do think it's been great to have the resource. Obviously, the hack this evening was not pretty, but aside from that, I think we've been head and shoulders above other communities in terms of how we approach meetings, how we cover meetings, and our ability to get out there and the viewership experience. It really has had a good impact. So I have heard positive things about the resources that we've put into making these meetings accessible and those that are able to view it.
And unfortunately, we're under really stressed times right now with this pandemic where we can't do our normal meetings, and these do seem to run longer. We do have to do them by Zoom, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
And we may decide to look into something other than Zoom after our experience this evening. So we're gonna toy with this a little bit. And I mean, I could also speak to a lot of the technical support that is given through acquisitions, separate and above and beyond the meetings that are done. That has a huge value to it. Billy, do you have anything you wanted to chime in with specifically?
In specific to the last month's bill, is what the previous 3 months were about the same price.
Okay.
Similar to that, we've experienced, we've had to double the staff, we've had to double the equipment, our cost, or our time to set up has doubled. We have to use the platform, we have to pay for that, we have to pay premium subscription. So there's a lot of things that will go back. It Kristen was just suggesting that the next week should go in person. That cost then goes back down to the 150, so you're looking at $200 for the average meeting here, not 400.
Right.
So we'll cut it in half
Right,
once
did
we
you
get.
say what he does, I can't hear.
Yeah, he was going
I can't
into,
hear you.
it's tough to hear you, Billy, because, the speaker's over here. What Billy was saying is there's a bunch of different expenses. I think some of them were outlined in the email that he sent. And moving forward, once we don't have to worry about having these meetings, on Zoom, it will also be less of an expense, and the average rate won't be $300-400, it'll be closer to $200. And that's something that will be good, obviously, but we'll always take a look, and certainly going into the budget next year, but even further in this year, we'll take a look at different things that we can do to save money and to still create a viewer experience that our residents can appreciate, and I think that's an important added value that we don't want to, we want to underscore. Point taken, so.
I was just watching the budget, but thank you.
So point taken, Kristen, we'll keep a look on it. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve audit number 6 in the amount of $465,649.35?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Cindy Voss,
Second,
seconded by Ron Feller, all in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carried. Before we get to, we have to go to the order, I did want to bring up one other issue, our website. I have been talking to New Windsor. We just signed an IT agreement with them that actually includes web services. We are currently with BAS website right now. They have a hosting fee of $1,800 per year. The New Windsor host fee annually is $200 per year, and that actually would go down because they share that each year between all of the municipalities that they serve, so that would be less than $200 next year. So that's a savings of $1,600, speaking of savings. And what they would need to do is a capital improvement at first to move all of the data and information and create some upgrades to the website and new content. That total cost would be $1,600. So I would like to move forward with that. I did have some internal discussions with our clerk's office who utilized our website, and they have a comfort level with New Windsor as well. I don't know what sort of motion I would need from the board, Will, in order for me to move forward with this. It would be a long-term savings, and the short-term cost up front would be absorbed by the fact that we're paying less of an annual host fee.
Okay, well,
Are we obligated at all to the other company?
no, there's no termination provisions with our agreement with BAS. It's essentially, it's terminable at will. We looked at it today. So essentially it was just an acceptance of their proposal, and their proposal did not contain any specific term. We just pay as we go, so to speak. So a motion, were there any other questions before I keep yapping?
No?
Anybody else? Okay, so the motion would be to authorize the supervisor to notify supervisor or designee to notify BAS that we would no longer be utilizing their services and to proceed with web hosting and maintenance services underneath the umbrella of our new contract with the Town of New Windsor, and to authorize the supervisor, if there are any expenses to BAS to assist in the transition to the Town of New Windsor, that they be paid for that.
I do have a question. Do you need a transition period in here? Because if you just tell them you don't want them to host you anymore, they're gonna shut down the website before New Windsor can get it back up.
Yeah, no, there will be a transition period, and I think what we're looking for today is authorization for me to move forward, so that within the next 2 weeks, if all goes well, we can start working on some of the items to move this along quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
I will make the motion to move the website to New Windsor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Will, do you want to clean up that motion?
You clean up your motion, Cindy.
No, no.
I think
I think we're both filled enough of it out the first time.
You don't want
He
pictures.
didn't, he didn't want to see it. It was just
No, he
horrific.
did not.
It was correct. But anyway, the motion, we'll start again. The motion by Councilwoman Voss to transition the town's website administration from BAS to the town of New Windsor under the umbrella of the recently executed IT contract with New Windsor, and to direct BAS to assist in the transition for a reasonable time after they're notified, and to still pay them for whatever services it takes for them to reasonably assist the town in the transition.
I will second it.
Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you all very much. Anyone else for good of the order?
Quick question on that last topic, Brian.
Sure.
Is there any way that we could ask them, like, quite often with public hearings, they're extended, especially in the planning board, I see it time and time again, and they say, this public hearing will be extended, and this is the public notice. Is there any way that we can notice on the calendar on the website for people to know that public hearings have been extended to this date? So if they're concerned about seeing a public hearing, they would, or attending, or Zooming, or whatever platform we're gonna do from now on, just so that way they can keep up on the public hearings.
Absolutely, and that was a big part of why I wanted to make this transition. New Windsor has been really good. They actually had a meeting with me, and we looked at a website that they're currently using, and it interfaces their Facebook page with their website. So we can automatically now link our live streams on Facebook, and once we do a live stream, it'll be automatically on our homepage on the website. It'll also be user-friendly for both iPhones and desktops. Right now, our website isn't very user-friendly with smartphones. So there's a lot of things like that, Christian, that I think this transition will help improve. And also, while we go through this process, it gives us all an opportunity to take a look at the website and recommend any content changes. Just email me, shoot me some messages, shoot me some ideas, but all that type of stuff, Kristen, absolutely, I think we're gonna be able to have a huge win in terms of outreach and updating. And I just wanna say thank you to Karen Miller and Tara in her office. They've been tremendous in terms of holding on the fort with all the website updates. And I'd really love to be able to share that load as supervisor with Megan and some of the other department heads in their own departments to make certain updates so it doesn't all have to go through them as well. They've been putting a lot of work in.
Okay, so, another one, according to one of Bill's previous emails today, there was a conversation that Dan Will and I had spoken about the Orange County Preservation Act. What's the status on that?
Did we ever get the resolution, Will? Did we ever get that resolution sent to you?
Hold on a minute. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, the cat stepped on the phone. I did not get it from the lady that you emailed, Brian, but I called Assemblyman Schmidt's office, and I left a message for his chief of staff. She emailed me the same thing, and I asked her if anything was missing, because I felt that the resolution that Blooming Road passed wasn't specific enough. So then I asked her to send me the actual legislation, which she did late in the day. So I'm going to circulate that to the board, and I'll get a resolution together in support for the next, for the meeting on the 21st.
Thanks, Will. Thanks for that inquiry, Kristen.
So I just have one more thing for good of the order, and this is a statement that I typed up. I'm gonna read it. To me, it is our responsibility as the public who elected us to office to exercise judgment and due diligence. At the special meeting on April 28, 2020, board members were asked to vote on a resolution that had just been received that day, which incorporated a 61-page finding statement that had only been sent to the board members a few hours prior to the meeting. No prior drafts of either of these documents had been set by May 14th, 2020, to allow us to vote at the regularly scheduled board meeting on May 21st, 2020. And I will note that the town board of Warsing has passed a resolution, a requirement that all new planning board applications be submitted 3 weeks prior to a meeting, and submittals for current applications be submitted 2 weeks prior to a meeting. So I ask that this be considered and placed as an agenda item at our next board meeting.
Thanks, Kristen. Will, do you mind working on that with Kristen?
No, send, if you have something written up, email it over to me by all means.
I will, thank you.
All right.
That's great.
Anything else for good of the order?
Kristen,
Yep.
can you add me to that email too, so I get that letter from you?
Sure. Thank you. Well, Tara. That was Tara, right?
That was Sarah, yep.
Sorry, yes it was, thank you.
Thank you. I will.
Okay, any other comments for good of the order?
Yeah, I have one. Kudos to Sean and the highway department. They replaced the bridge on Corbin Road. They put the, signs up that they were gonna close the road for a week, and they replaced the bridge in 4 days. And Sean called me up, Brian, I'm not sure if you got word that bridge was operational by 4 o'clock this afternoon. Tremendous job, in coordination with the contractor who supplies materials, by Sean and his people.
Yeah, good job.
So, Sean, it was great. The pictures are awesome. It looks like a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's really nice. The bridge is really good. And a side note on that, Sean informed the post office that the road was going to be closed in Town of Montgomery, Village of Montgomery post office, and the postal people did not deliver mail. So I'm right at the end of the other side of the bridge. I went 3 days without mail. I went to the post office guy. He said, yeah, the town told me they were closing the road for bridge repair, and our carriers cannot deviate from their route. So I talked to Brian. I'm not sure, Brian, did you ever get in touch with the U.S. Post Office or not?
No, the 2 days later, the bridge is done, so now they're gonna get the mail.
I can't hear you.
No, I said 2 days later, the bridge was done, so now the mail's gonna get there anyway, but unfortunately, they weren't willing to take the extra route.
I was quite good. The UPS delivered, the FedEx delivered, the oil trucks delivered, but the U.S. Post Office did not deliver, and didn't tell anybody that they weren't going to deliver. But,
Ron.
getting back to my original statement.
Ron, this is good of the order.
Was that? No, the good of the order is Sean did a great job on the bridge, and he got it open, so I got mail, maybe I'll mail tomorrow.
Okay.
Whatever, Didn't get my stimulus check, what's going on?
All right,
I'll check it now.
yeah.
For the good of the order, I would like to put a thank you out there for Dickie Baxter. During your Tom Strong Guide the other day, he made an awesome donation to the essay contest winners, and I just want to thank him. I think it was awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, that was really nice of him. Dickie donated 4 Kindle Fires, I believe, to the essay contest winners at the high school level, which will be announced in a couple weeks.
Oh, that was great. To the good of the order, I would like to thank Brian for updating everybody every day and doing such a great job communicating with the, town people and getting the cereal to, the town. I just think it's good communication. And it seems like everybody does come forward and help out, when times are tough,
Thanks, Sherry. It's definitely been a great community effort. Everyone's been showing the best side of themselves, and we have a need that we need to fill, and it's addressed, and it's a great team. And each of you have played a part at some point in terms of helping and volunteering, and I appreciate all of you guys do.
Do you want to update the board on how strong the efforts for the grants?
Sure. Tomorrow we will be promoting a grant criteria flyer. So for the next week, we will put out to the business community which businesses are eligible to apply for the grant. And then by next Friday, the application process with a website actually will be up and running for businesses to apply. We are still waiting on a decent chunk of funding to become available, but we will have $100,000 available to start to bring and support local businesses here in the town of Montgomery. So the idea and the goal is to have the applications throughout the month of May and be able to award to local businesses grants to support them in COVID response by June 1st.
That's great.
Very nice.
A lot happening.
Great job.
A lot happening. A lot more announcements that are coming in the next week or two as well. Some really exciting things. So stay tuned. Watch the live streams every morning.
I'm sure our seniors are very happy with, going out and taking care of them in this time too.
They've been tremendous. I actually have something for good of the order if everyone else is good.
Yeah?
So I got this email from a nurse at the Montgomery nursing home, and I'm going to read it real quick. Good morning. I was given your name by one of my coworkers at Montgomery nursing home. I just wanted to write and let you and all of the Montgomery community know how amazing some of our Valley Central High School seniors and past graduates are. We have 2 Valley Central seniors and 1 college sophomore graduate of VC in 2017, all of whom work 40+ hours a week while continuing to do online classes for school and fight COVID-19 on the front lines. In these times, we have seen many examples of heroism, and I just wanted to let you and the school district know what a great job they are doing teaching them to be amazing human beings. When their worlds forever changed by times of adversity and fear, when they were supposed to be living in college dorms and going to senior proms, they instead gave of themselves and still continue to. They spend countless hours here in Montgomery Nursing Home and have taken on positions of those who had become ill or chosen not to come amidst the fear. It is an honor to see this generation conversing with our residents and truly caring. With all that is happening in the world, it is a sigh of relief knowing that we will be stronger than ever due to the generosity and selflessness of the next generation. I couldn't be more proud. They are the true heroes. They choose to come here every day to sacrifice themselves for our residents. And that is from a nurse at the Montgomery Nursing Home and Rehabilitation Center. And just keep in mind, they've had over 20 deaths, over 28 confirmed COVID-19 cases, and our high school kids and young people are volunteering 48+ hours a week to be on the front lines. So that was an incredible thing to get, coinciding with National Teachers Appreciation Week and Nurses Week. So I thought that was a really nice blend of both of them in honor of this week and honoring their professions.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice.
Good stuff.
That's a great community we live in. Okay, moving on to executive session. What I'm going to do is keep Billy here, and I'm just going to take you guys off speaker. And Tara, you can go ahead. Oh, we need to make a motion. No, we actually do, because I only gave the number out to the people who I texted it to. So yes, it's just us.
Okay,
Hey, Mary Beth, I'm gonna sign off. I stayed on in case you needed something else, but good night, everyone, and thank you.
Well, there you go.
Good
Thanks.
night. Is Larry Valenti still on? Because I thought he was on too.
Larry jumped off. I heard Larry.
He's good. He sent me an email saying he was going off.
Larry got the invitation. Mike Aiello and Mary Beth got the invitation, and that was it. And I know Mike went off. I assume Mary Beth did. So I believe we're all good. Would anyone like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss litigation and personnel?
I'll make that motion.
Seconded by Kristen. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, motion carried. Give me 1 second. All right, we're live. All right, Will, we're gonna make a motion. Welcome back, everybody. We're out of executive session. We are going to make a motion for professional services for $100 an hour for FAR engineering. And do you want to clean that up for me?
Well, the proposal is for FAR engineering to act as, if you want to detail which services he's going to be performing based on the rate of $100 an hour, go ahead.
Water sewer services, day in and day out operations.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
seconded.
Not quite sure who did what, but I think the motion was made by Kristen, seconded by Sherry. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. All in favor?
And that is effective immediately, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, Will, can you email that to Tara Stickles, our clerk, so she has that motion and who made the motion and seconded?
That was by Councilwoman Brown, seconded by Councilwoman Dodd. And it was all in favor, effective immediately. Isabel, get Tara. Effective immediately, FAR engineering to perform water and sewer professional consulting services. $100 per hour. Okay, I have it.
All right, just shoot me an email to Tara. Thank you, everybody. Motion to adjourn, somebody?
So moved.
Moved by Kristen,
All right, I have another call coming in. Good night, everybody.
seconded by Ron Feller. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everybody.
What's that?